Live from the Grenadian capital, this is the GBN Television News. GBN covering you from the Grenadine Island chain to Brooklyn, New York via the World Wide Web on www.gbn.gd. The news headlines comes to you compliments Nexa Credit Union, with you wherever your road leads.
This is Network News for Wednesday, July the 23rd of 2025. I'm Stasia Blake. In the headlines tonight, Prime Minister Deacon Mitchell renews call to surrender illegal firearms as safety concerns heighten ahead of carnival season. Boca resident sentenced to over 12 years in prison for 2022 killing of Chris Alfred. Wanted Grenadian man shot in St. Vincent. And Carriacou Regatta Festival 2025 cancelled amid planning challenges. In regional news, former Trinidad and Tobago commissioner critical of SOE handling. While internationally, New York protesters demand United Nations take stronger action against Israel. Coming up in sports, a 13-member team to represent Grenada at the Junior Pan American Games in Paraguay. We'll have all the details for you right after this message.
The first segment of the news comes to you compliments Soft Weave bathroom tissue.
Have you heard about the new Soft Weave bathroom tissue with total hygiene? As hygiene and safety have taken center stage, our bathroom tissue is now manufactured with 3 different technologies to offer the best protection for you and your family. UVC light technology for a safe and effective disinfection process, eliminating 99.9% of microorganisms. Also, production at high temperatures, killing all types of germs and bacteria. And it's pH controlled with delicate fibers to prevent irritation for even sensitive skin. Soft Weave Total Hygiene Bathroom Tissue, available in supermarkets and shops island-wide. Visit Soft Weave Caribbean Facebook or Instagram pages for more information.
Good evening. This is GBN's News at 7. Prime Minister Deacon Mitchell renews calls to surrender illegal firearms as safety concerns heighten ahead of carnival season. More in this report from Beverly Telesford.
Prime Minister Deacon Mitchell has once again issued a strong appeal for individuals in possession of illegal firearms to surrender them to the authorities.
While the amnesty for the firearms are over, we still want to encourage those who have illegal firearms in their possession to turn these over and to hand them in. I've said repeatedly, firearms are meant to kill. They're meant to maim, and there will be no good end if you have an illegal firearm. You're either going to use it on someone, or someone, unfortunately, is going to use a firearm on you, and then you risk injuring or damaging other citizens who are innocent and who have nothing to do with any dispute or conflict.
Speaking ahead of the carnival season, the Prime Minister stressed that both residents and visitors must be able to enjoy festivities without the fear of becoming innocent victims of violence.
That's not the reputation we want for Grenada. That's not the reputation we want for carnival, because then it would fail. It will not be successful. People will not feel that they can go out and enjoy themselves and be safe. And even before we talk about tourists or anything like that, we ourselves need to ensure that we are safe if we are going to be able to go out and enjoy a carnival. So I want to emphasize the need for us to make sure that we moderate our behavior, that we have a violent-free carnival, that we have a safe carnival.
His comments come against the backdrop of heightened security measures at the General Hospital following recent safety concerns linked to suspected gang-related activity. As a precaution, the Ministry of Health has suspended all visits to the male surgical ward with immediate effect. The move is intended to protect patients, staff, and visitors. Increased police presence and stricter screening at hospital entry points have also been implemented. The public is advised to expect possible delays upon arrival. Hospital staff is also working to keep next of kin informed through alternative communication channels. The measures follow a deadly shooting incident early Sunday, July 20th in the popular Wall Street area in Grand Anse. Matthew Thomas of Gulf Course St. George, who was reportedly performing in the area at the time, was one of the victims of the shooting and died 1 day later at the General Hospital. 4 other individuals were also injured in the incident and remain hospitalized. The Royal Grenada Police Force has launched an investigation. No arrests have been made so far, and the motive behind the shooting remains unclear. Police are appealing to anyone with information or who may have witnessed the shooting to come forward. Reporting for GBN News, Beverly Telesford.
Grenadian national Shaquem Akeem Thomas, wanted by the Royal Grenada Police Force in connection with a stabbing incident in Grenville, St. Andrew on June the 14th, 2025, has been captured after he was shot in St. Vincent and the Grenadines on Tuesday night. According to a release from the Royal St. Vincent and the Grenadines Police Force, RSVGPF, Thomas, also known as Shark, was walking along the Arnoldsville Public Road around 8:10 p.m. on July the 22nd when an unknown assailant opened fire. He was struck in the hand and both thighs. Despite his injuries, he managed to run to the nearby St. James Medical School, where he was assisted by police officers and received emergency medical attention. The RSVGPF says the shooting is being treated as a serious act of violence and investigations are ongoing. They're urging anyone with information to contact the Criminal Investigations Department or any nearby police station. The St. Vincent authorities noted that while their investigation into the shooting is active and independent, Thomas's legal status as a wanted man from Grenada highlights the risks associated with harboring fugitives or those residing illegally in another jurisdiction. A 38-year-old Boca St. George man has been sentenced to over 12 years in prison for the November 2022 stabbing death of 31-year-old Chris Alfred, who also resided in Boca. Madam Justice Paula Guilford handed down the sentence at the St. George's No. 1 High Court on Wednesday. Nisha Paul has the details.
Kelly Penny, a 38-year-old construction worker of Boca St. George, was sentenced to 12 years, 4 months, and 28 days after admitting responsibility for the death of Chris Alfred, who was found lying in a pool of blood following a violent confrontation on November 13, 2022. The sentence comes after Penny, who has no previous convictions, pleaded guilty to manslaughter by provocation after pleading not guilty to non-capital murder in the St. George's High Court. A post-mortem report revealed that Alfred, known to many as Benji, died from hypovolemic shock caused by a stab wound to the left side of his neck. The court heard that the two men had a physical altercation during which Penny also sustained injuries. The deceased, who was 31 at the time, leaves behind a son who is now 10 years old. Attorney Ali Gill, who represented Penny in the indictable matter, argued that his client acted out of loss of self-control after being provoked, verbally abused, and attacked by the now deceased man, who was labeled as the aggressor in this case. He noted that the knife used was in fact the victim's and that Penny had no intention to kill.
So Mr. Penny was not acting in any way with premeditation for violence. On the night in question, he seemed he was going to purchase food and was heading home when he was accosted and engaged by the deceased. So that was the pith and substance of what I believe were very strong mitigating factors.
The court also considered several aggravating factors, including that the incident occurred in a public space, the convict returned to the scene afterward to retrieve his belongings, and he failed to seek medical assistance for the victim. In addition to the custodial sentence, Penny was ordered to undergo psychotherapeutic treatment for a minimum of 6 months. Periodic reports are to be submitted to the court every 6 months, and failure to comply may result in an additional year of imprisonment.
There are a few aggravating factors, one may say, with the character, personality of Mr. Penny that I believe may have influenced a slightly higher sentence than I anticipated. So that I'm going to now discuss the sentence with my client and we'll take it from there.
Kelly Penny has been on remand since the day of the incident in November 2022. His sentence will take that time already served into account. Reporting for GBN News, I am Nisha Paul.
Carriacou Regatta Festival 2025 cancelled amid planning challenges. Rena Pierre Thomas will tell us more.
The Carrico Regatta Festival Committee has announced the cancellation of the 2025 Carrico Regatta Festival, citing numerous challenges that have hindered efforts to organize the event. In a statement, the committee explained that despite their best efforts, they encountered a range of difficulties that made it impractical to proceed with this year's festival. Anderson Matheson, Cultural Officer in the Ministry of Carrico and Pitimatnik Affairs, outlined specific details surrounding the challenges.
Yeah, well, the Carrico Regatta Committee took a decision to cancel this year's festival because basically the unavailability of boats for racing. Most of the boats that normally race in the regatta got damaged during burial, and a significant of them are still unrepaired. So most persons are looking to build back their homes first before they get into the boats, rebuilding the boats. So that's the main reason why the regatta has been cancelled, because the unavailability of boats, local boats, for the racing aspect of the regatta, which is the main aspect of the festival.
While the news may come as a disappointment to both residents and visitors who traditionally flock to the Sister Isle for the sailing and cultural spectacle, the committee assured the public of its ongoing commitment to preserving the legacy of the regatta. Matheson said despite the cancellation of the festival, some private business owners on the Sister Isle have organized sailing activities for the regatta weekend.
Although there's not a regatta there, but there are some sailing taking place in Carrico this weekend because a private promoter has invited some friends from Bakeway and I think Tobago. It's the regatta weekend, the 2nd and 3rd of August. There'll be some sailing. So I think once the boat owners get the boats back in repaired, they'll be, I would say, to say that regatta 2026 should take place. The artists have also had an annual recent, so they'll be having some activities also the regatta weekend.
The Carrico Regatta Festival is one of the oldest and most celebrated maritime event in the region, blending competitive boat racing with rich cultural displays and community festivities. The festival has long served as a major tourism and economic driver for the island. Stakeholders and supporters are being encouraged to rally behind the committee as preparations begin early for a stronger comeback in 2026. Rena P. Thomas, GBN News.
Coming up in Network News, we hear from two newcomers to the Melody Papetette Calypso competition. Their story after the break.
Remembering our past, reclaiming our roots, empowering our future. On August 1st, Grenada will rally with the global African diaspora to celebrate Emancipation Day.
Bring down the power of love, I say. Bring down the power.
Let us bring down the power of freedom as Grenville comes alive with exciting cultural performances, exhibitions, food, fashion, and great speeches on August 1st. The day celebrations commence at 6 a.m. with an emancipation breakfast at the Grenville car park. At 4:30 p.m., the traditional mass bands will assemble at Dunfermline and head for Grenville, while the school marching bands will leave Progress Park at 5:30 p.m. and parade down to Soubise for the spectacular Flambeau March into Grenville at 6:30 p.m. At precisely the stroke of 8, the spotlight shifts to the Grenville bus terminal with an action-packed program of cultural presentations from the National Performing Company, Spiceland dancers, Cultural Train, Lion Pride, Tivoli drummers, spoken word poets, and top local calypsonians. There will also be a special reenactment of the Emancipation Proclamation. So put on your African wear and come to Grenville in your numbers on August 1st and bring down the power of love and freedom as we celebrate our emancipation. Buses available nationwide. Contact your parliamentary offices.
Do you have multiple loan payments? Is your debt weighing you down? Ariza has the solution. Simplify your loan with Ariza's Simplify Loan promotion. Now you can combine all your payments into one easy, manageable loan. Enjoy lower interest rates, flexible repayment terms, and more cash in hand for what truly matters. Less stress, more freedom. Live comfortably while reaching your financial goals. Ariza helps you simplify your life because you deserve financial freedom. Apply now. Visit any Ariza branch or WhatsApp us at 423-4987.
Need to check your bill balance? Use the Grenlec mobile app. Open the Grenlec mobile app and tap the icon labeled Balances at the bottom of the screen. View your bill details, including your current bill balance, the due date by which you must settle your bill, the amount and date of the last payment you made. It's quick, easy, and available 24/7. Convenience at your fingertips.
Wednesday, August 6th, Concept Events, together with Flatlands Park Ship and Print, present Pre-Day, Black and Bougie. Telpre celebrates with all his friends. This is Pre-Day, featuring The Viking, Bungee Guard, The Alliance, and The Viking. Problem Child, GBN Neutral, Full Blow, Kute, and a command performance by the Jab Boss himself, Telfree. Top international DJ, Grenada National Stadium. Gates open at 10 p.m. Showtime 11 p.m. All early bird tier 1 tickets have already been sold out. Grenada, get ready. This is Pre-Day, Black and Bougie.
Dreaming of a summer vacation? We can make it happen. Need a credit card for summer spending? We can make that happen too. Need a loan for carnival, debt consolidation, education expenses, and more? We've got you covered with a Republic Bank Make It Happen loan. Up to 100% financing, competitive rates, and a chance to win great prizes. Live your best life this summer with financing from Republic Bank. Check out republicgrenada.com or visit us today to get your summer started right with a Make It Happen loan.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
If you are interested in reliable and efficient shipping, then look no further. Carib Connects is the one for you. Our main office is situated in Miami, which boasts one of the most advanced facilities with branches in most of the Caribbean islands, including Grenada. At Carib Connects, we offer you a timely and hassle-free shipping experience, whether it's by air or by sea. Our logistic team will ensure that you have a superb experience. We can take care of your small packages, full container loads, vehicles, dangerous goods, hazmat materials, and special loading. Our local branch is situated on the Carnage, right next to the fire station. Come in and have a word with our experienced staff. They are more than equipped to assist you with anything that you would need. We open from Mondays to Fridays, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. You can also get information at info@caribconnects.com. At Carib Connects, we are connecting you with excellence.
All about Kesty Band for the ultimate cool down party. It's all about Carnival Encore. You thought we missed it, and now we can't miss it.
Miss Oceanet, girl, I'm coming home, I will see you again. All day through the night, I'm dreaming. Yeah, Miss Oceanet, way you turn it up, make it smooth, my darling. When outside is pouring rain.
Everyone, may I have your attention, please? Ladies and gentlemen, you've seen them on the waters in Dubai. We've seen them on the water in Miami. Now, they're here in Grenada. The most exciting, electrifying, and unique water sport experience to hit Grenada. Grenada Jet Cars. Book a car today. Call 473-406-JCAR or 5227. Visit our website at grenadajetcar.com or follow us on Instagram and Facebook. Grenada Jet Cars. Enjoy a fun-filled ride across the waters of Grenada.
Ah, this is gonna be fun. It's fun.
There are lots of reasons to own your future now. Lots of dreams and lots of plans. Lots of ways to own your land. With ACB by your side. Lots of ways to own with pride. Lots of chances to make it yours. Lots of ways to open doors. Lots of space to build much more. Lots of reasons to own your future now. Now, yeah. Lots of reasons to own your future now. Start building your tomorrow today with a Lots loan from ACB Grenada Bank. Lots of reasons to own your future now. Lots. Land ownership. Tomorrow secured.
Terms and conditions apply. It's back! Grenada! The NLA gives you chances for free access to SMC shows and other major shows. From July 14th to August 9th, every time you spend $15 in Daily Cash 4, Daily Pick 3, or Playway in a single purchase, check your ticket to see if the words, "You are a winner," is written on it. And just like that, your access is granted. Present your winning ticket at the gate of your preferred carnival show for free entry. Over 450 gate passes are up for winnings instantly, Monday to Saturday. Secure yours early. The more $15 you spend in daily games, the more chances you have to win free gate passes. Spice Mass is on, and the NLA is making your carnival dreams affordable. See stores for show options. Must be 18 or older to participate. Terms and conditions apply. NLA, proud main sponsor of Spice Mass 2025.
GBN leads, the others follow. This segment is brought to you by Republic Bank.
Building or renovating your home or business? Why not use clean, renewable energy? Install solar panels to power your home and office and see your energy costs go down and your savings go up. Using renewable solar-powered energy protects our environment, reduces our carbon footprint, and slows the devastating impact of climate change. Republic Bank can help to finance construction and renovations that make use of renewable energy. Visit any Republic Bank branch and ask about renewable energy financing options today.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
Welcome back. Abu Nabil, whose sobriquet is Nmapane, and Charlton Charles, also known as Prince Charlton, are two of the new faces taking to the big stage on Sunday night for the Melody Papetet Calypso competition. Christina John has details.
Melody Papetet Calypso competition remains a major highlight on Grenada's cultural calendar, showcasing some of the nation's most talented lyricists and performers. 20 Calypsonians have been selected to compete in the semi-final round of the 2025 Melody Papetet Calypso competition, scheduled for Sunday, July 27th at Progress Park in St. Andrew. Following 5 nights of 10 judging, Kaiso Bards and Kaiso Bards 2.0 combined dominated with the greatest number of Calypsonians for the competition. The two tents have 10 semi-finalists, 2 of whom are new to the Calypso scene. Abu Nabil, whose sobriquet Nmapane, and Charlton Charles, whose stage name is Prince Charlton. Charles is a police officer by profession and also carries the titles of professional host for events, a musician who plays the trombone, and a vocalist. This is Charles's 3rd attempt in competition, but the first time advancing in the semi-final round.
I really love Calypso. Calypso is a big deal for me. That is one of the things that break me out of being coward and having stage fright. Because since I was 9, I started teacher Nikki and teacher Eddie and teacher Chris brought me out of my shell and bring me into Calypso. So it's always been a part of me, makes me the man I am today. So I just wanted to, get there and go ahead and see what I could do. So I took my time and I said, this is the year I'm going seriously. Yeah.
Speaking to GBN, Charles shared a bit about his compositions, which he wrote himself and was arranged by Mr. Prime, a band member.
Well, I trust the band. That's one of the biggest things as an artist, as a Calypsonian, a soca artist. You have to trust the band to know that you're going to do what you got to do and they're going to do what they got to do. And I know my comrades are playing for me. I know talented musicians, so I don't even worry about that. I'm doing 2 songs. The first one is called Land of My Father. It's a song explaining the contrast of what my dad experienced when he growing up and what I'm experiencing right now. And it's like telling my dad, well, my dad passed away, R.I.P. Pops. It's basically saying, what you said is not what I'm seeing, but I know you're not lying, so something must be wrong. That's what it. And then the second song is P for System. It's me down and out of my luck, and I have nothing else to do than to sell some lumber, call it wood, and so I'm actually selling wood, and you have to pay first before you get the wood.
Being a member of the band playing for the other artists in competition, Charles will have to perform dual roles on the night, something he said he will give equal amounts of energy.
Team working with me, you know, big up Red Head, Michael, big up my brother. You know, my team's solid, so we know we got to do outfits and everything, pick and everything already, you know. So we know what we're doing, you know what we're doing. So as I done, go down, change, do my thing back on the stage and play for the other artists. The same energy that I would give if I was out of the competition, the same energy I would give playing for them. So yeah, nobody had to worry about none. I'm still doing it because I love music, and as a musician, you can't stand to make a mistake. So I'm going to keep my eyes on the paper and keep playing the music and doing it. So I mean, 100% on the stage, 100% backstage, 100% all around.
The highly anticipated Calypso event will begin at 5 p.m. and will feature 2 rounds of competition as the semi-finalists vie for 10 coveted spots in the finals. Organizers are encouraging the public to come out in support of the artists as they deliver their powerful messages and musical artistry on stage. Christina John, GBN News.
Healthcare professionals and key stakeholders gathered at the Radisson Grenada Resort for the first day of a 2-day planning retreat aimed at advancing the government's hospital statutorization initiative. Christina John reports.
The retreat is being facilitated by the Hospital Statutorization Transition Team, STT, which began operations in April 2025. Its goal is to establish a clear and actionable plan to transition Grenada's major public health institutions, including the General Hospital, Princess Alice Hospital, Princess Royal Hospital, Mungay Psychiatric Hospital, and the Hospital Laundry, into a statutory framework. This planning retreat marks a major milestone in phase 1 of the team's operation. Lucia Livingston Andol is the chairperson of the Hospital Statutorization Transition Team.
We have been given 1 year to put this in place. We were appointed as of April 1st, and we have 1 year from that date to ensure that at the end of the day, at the end of that period, we have the framework for a successful transition into a statutory body. What does that mean? It means that we have been engaged and we have been tasked to look at all of the necessary things that has to be done to ensure success. Now, a statutory body would provide the flexibility and the autonomy for quicker decision making and more effectiveness and more efficiency. It means that we have to transition all of the systems, the processes, the operations, our HR, all of the other ancillary things that would ensure that an organization can run effectively must be analyzed, must be reviewed, and must be transferred effectively and efficiently.
Livingston Andal underscored the importance of these engagements.
No, today's session is very important. Today's session is a bringing together of all of the players. So we, as a transition team, we have a responsibility to guide the process, to facilitate the process. However, we are not the actors. We are not the main actors. We don't want to leave anything out. We want to hear from all the players. What are your issues as you manage on a day-to-day basis? What are the things that are preventing you from being as effective and efficient as possible? We document, we list, and then together we develop that plan. We have been appointed by cabinet, and as such our responsibility is to the cabinet. So yes, so having drafted the plan, again, of course, it is going to be there going to be discussion back and forth. We ensure that there's inclusiveness in everything that we do, and once we're comfortable, then it's going to be presented to cabinet.
This statutorization process is expected to enhance hospital governance, operational efficiency, and service delivery across the nation's healthcare system. Dr. Brendan Lagrenade is a member of the STT. Dr. Lagrenade said discussions like these are critical to keep all stakeholders abreast of what every step towards statutorization entails.
That this is ground zero. This is day one when we begin the discussion, because health is very important to the sustainability of our society. And this transition into a statutory body, we're looking at being able to provide Grenada some 51 to 52 years after independence with the level of quality health care that Grenada deserves. So we take this opportunity very seriously, hence the engagement at the first step in order to quell fears and to make the right decisions based on overall input and not be something that we develop and hand down. And it is specifically based on, one, communicating information out and then receiving feedback. So we have, from looking at our current state, presentations from the current leadership, including the Chief Medical Officer, Chief Nursing Officer, Medical Director, and others. And then we look forward to what the future looks like within healthcare with Project Polaris, which has been in the media a lot, and the state-of-the-art hospital that is on the horizon, putting a little bit of information or putting information out so that people get a better idea, especially key stakeholders.
Christina John, GBN News.
Prime Minister Deacon Mitchell has reaffirmed his government's full support for the establishment of factories in Grenada by the private sector, noting that such initiatives are essential for job creation and national development. Speaking during his weekly DM with the PM program, the Prime Minister was responding to a question from a concerned Grenadian citizen about the establishment of factories, job opportunities, and economic growth. He emphasized that private investments in factory development align squarely with his administration's broader efforts to strengthen the agro-processing sector.
By saying the idea and the concept of more factories is something we support, but it's important for us to appreciate that there's also the private sector, and the government can't do everything. So what we are quite keen to do, where we can do it, is to support the private sector, particularly when it comes to manufacturing, including food processing. I will commend some of the private sector entrepreneurs on the island who've already commenced that process. For example, the Windfresh facility in St. David, which was closed down and laid dormant for a long time, that has been bought over by Mr. Leroy and his family. They're planning to get it up and going to be making ice creams, etc. Having said that, the government has acquired a site in Lacalome in St. David's. Repair work is taking place there now so that we can actually provide factory space to our small agro-processors and so on, so that they can go to an environment where if they themselves can't do the agro-processing because they don't have a facility, that we provide one for them.
The Prime Minister said the government remains committed to creating an enabling environment for investment through improved infrastructure, access to financing, and policy support. He added that agro-processing not only provides opportunities for local entrepreneurs and farmers, but also helps reduce the island's food import bill and enhances food security.
Number of initiatives that we are working on to help support our agro-processors and to have factories. So a factory doesn't always have to be a big one. You know, a factory could actually be in your kitchen once the health and safety conditions are met, and we know a lot of our small agro-processors start that way before they grow. But it's something we're committed to supporting. I too don't like to see mangoes or pineapple spoiling. And finally, we're hoping that we can get the Marketing and National Importing Board rebranded and reorganized and back on stream in the not too distant future. And we think that will also give us an opportunity to see how we can bring agro-processing and more factories to the fore.
Prime Minister Mitchell reiterated his administration's belief in public-private collaboration as a cornerstone of national progress and encouraged more stakeholders to come forward with proposals that can help move Grenada's economy forward. Former Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell has expressed skepticism over the recent formation of two new political parties in Grenada, led by former political figures Peter David and Jonathan Lecret, both of whom have launched their own political movements aimed at offering alternative leadership for the country. Dr. Mitchell, who served as political leader of the New National Party, NNP, for several decades, said Grenada has historically been dominated by a two-party system, the NNP and the National Democratic Congress, NDC, and that previous attempts to establish alternative political parties have failed to gain lasting traction.
Grenada has historically been a strong two-party system, and there has been a long period history of people attempting to form third political force. And it comes and it goes. It never lasts. And I don't believe that situation will change. In the initial stages, there'll be some interest from certain sectors, but in the final analysis, when it goes down the wire, it's going to be a strong two-party system, and therefore I believe that is one good. So I don't see going to be serious traction for any alternative to the new National Party and the National Democratic Congress. And then the next election is going to be a straight fight between those two political organizations.
Dr. Mitchell, while acknowledging the democratic right to form political parties, questioned the sustainability and long-term impact of these entities. The emergence of these new political parties adds a fresh dynamic to Grenada's political scene, especially as the country edges closer to the next general elections. It remains to be seen how these developments will reshape voter allegiance and influence the traditional political strongholds. Still to come in network news, NBA champion and philanthropist Pascal Siakam to visit Grenada. Stay with us.
Attention all divers, snorkelers and underwater enthusiasts. Effective May 15th, 2025, all visitors to the renowned Mullinaire Underwater Sculpture Park will be required to pay a small fee of US $3.50 or EC $10 per person. These fees are essential to support the ongoing maintenance and repairs of the sculptures, as well as the development of new features to ensure the park remains a world-class attraction. Payment can be made through the Grenada Tourism Authority's online payment portal, available on the Pure Grenada website, www.puregrenada.com. We thank you for your support in enhancing this extraordinary underwater product. This announcement is brought to you by the Grenada Tourism Authority and the Ministry of Tourism, dedicated to protecting and conserving Grenada's resources for the enjoyment of all.
Calling the CARICOM community, assembling Global Africa, the 4th edition of the Afri-Caribbean Trade Investment Forum. Active 2025 is coming to St. George, Grenada, this 28th to 29th July. Join government and business leaders, investors, and trade and finance institutions to explore the theme, resilience and transformation, enhancing Africa-Caribbean economic cooperation in an era of global uncertainty. Be there as we stand together to strengthen our commercial ties, to promote shared trade and investment opportunities, and unlock prosperity for Africa, the Caribbean, and the wider diaspora. The 4th Afri-Caribbean Trade and Investment Forum. Reserve your place now at active2025.com.
Freedom is driven to pursue that passion that keeps you up at night and makes you smile in your sleep. Freedom is bold to embrace the possibilities that can open up your world and conquer new heights. Freedom is fabulous, with bits and pieces that enhance the quality of your life. Freedom is what you do with the flexibility to change path or direction when you need to. Freedom breeds ambition and purpose while having loads of fun along the way. But most of all, freedom is well deserved for the road traveled and the journey still to come. Unleash your freedom with Nexa Credit Union. Call us on 440-1354 or visit our website to pre-apply. Apply now. Freedom awaits. Terms and conditions apply. Nexa Credit Union, with you wherever your road leads.
Good morning and welcome to Grenada Distillers. Just reminding you that we offer consignments and credit arrangements. The procedures are very easy, so come on now.
Our procedure is quite simple. Go up the stairs on the right-hand side of Nick Barrow House. Go upstairs where an attendant will hand you out some forms to fill out. Once filled out, they'll be handed back to the attendant and will be reviewed.
Distributed by Echo Blue Limited. Visit us on the Lansopine Main Road or call 405-4818.
Whether you're refreshing a bedroom or giving your home a bold new look, the Color Shop has the perfect paint and tools to make it happen, inside and out. With quality finishes for every surface and accessories to match, we make painting easy from start to finish. Whether it's a DIY weekend or a contractor starting a brand new project, the Color Shop is the trusted choice.
$10 on Playway, $20 backup on Pick 3, and cash for each, please. Okay, are you adding Multi-X to your bet? Yes, Multi-X, all of them. Smart. Best value bet. Backup and Multi-X, you cannot go wrong. Don't matter the bet, Multi-X all of the daily games.
With Multi-X added, your winnings can be multiplied 3 times, 5 times, even 7 times. So make it a rule. Add Multi-X to all your Playway, daily Pick 3, and daily cash for bets every day and for every drop, and watch your money grow. Available at stores and online.
You heard it here. Multiply your winnings daily. Must be 18 or older to play. NLA, making your dreams come true.
Climate change is real. Storms are getting stronger and droughts are lasting longer. Are you prepared for what's ahead? At Grenada Cooperative Bank Limited, we want to help you protect your investments. Build for the future with a BFF loan. Make climate-smart upgrades and strengthen your home to withstand nature's unpredictability. Get 100% financing to build or purchase a home or make additions to your existing structure. Enjoy discounts on related loan fees and special benefits when you choose climate-resilient solutions. We are also offering financing of up to $50,000 unsecured for your home upgrades. Invest in renewable energy, energy-efficient appliances, water storage, and so much more. The time is now to ensure your investments can withstand climate change. Invest in your home, protect your family, and secure your future with a BFF loan. You have a BFF in Coop Bank. Visit our website for more details. Terms and conditions apply.
JKT Entertainment is bringing the heat. It's time to feel the sound and smell the burn. Bass and burn, cars and noise. The automotive experience of the year. July 26th and 27th at the National Stadium Car Park. It's 2 days of adrenaline-fueled madness with over 30 show cars from Trinidad, including Lethal Auto, MacGyver Sounds, and Simplicity Creations, plus Grenada's own beasts bringing the noise.
He'll say your back, come touch me then.
Early bird tickets are just $50. After that, it's $60. Get yours now at gotofed.com and all authorized ticket outlets. Gates open at 11 a.m. on both days. Sponsored by Country Cold Store, SP's International, Campari, Stag, Rubis, Fast Sprint, Waggy Tea, GMC, Rainbow Janitorial, Eco Blue, Spice Style Automotive, and McIntyre Brothers.
This is GBN. We've got the means, the power, and the medium. This segment is brought to you by Flow.
Our world is filled with rhythm. Rhythm that's unapologetic, infectious, timeless. Rhythm is commitment in action. It's how we show up for each other with unrelenting support that goes the distance. Rhythm lives in the tiny beats of our most intimate moments and the seismic roars of our biggest achievements. Rhythm is resilience in motion. So even when things go out of sync, we do what it takes to bring the rhythm back. At Flow, we understand your rhythm because we live it. That's why we're dedicated to building a network as resilient as you, with a team of familiar faces working every day to keep you on beat. You're at the heart of everything we do, and our commitment is to keep your rhythm flowing, no matter what.
The Office of the Prime Minister has officially announced the upcoming visit of NBA champion and philanthropist Pascal Siakam to Grenada from July 28th to July the 30th. Siakam, a standout player for the Indiana Pacers and founder of the PS43 Foundation, is internationally renowned for his excellence in basketball and commitment to youth empowerment. His foundation focuses on education, mentorship, and life skills development for young people around the world. During his visit, the Cameroonian-born athlete will participate in the Afro-Caribbean Trade and Investment Forum, where he'll speak on a panel titled Creating Markets from Sports, Culture, and Innovation. The discussion will highlight opportunities for Afro-Caribbean collaboration in the global creative economy. Siakam will also host a basketball and cybersecurity camp for local youth, combining athletic training with digital literacy to inspire and equip the next generation. The government of Grenada says it's honored to welcome Siakam, whose visit underscores values of excellence, unity, and social impact. Dr. Ingrid Jackson, Grenada's latest permanent representative to the United Nations, has officially presented her credentials to UN Secretary-General Antonio Guterres. She replaces Shea Phillip, who demitted office a few months ago. Foreign Affairs Minister Joseph Andal disclosed the start of Jackson's tenure while providing an update on diplomatic announcements he announced 2 years ago. Andal, who was the government's representative on this morning's To the Point program, thanked the former UN representative for his service and introduced Jackson to the general public.
I wish to take this opportunity, as we're on this topic, to thank former permanent representative and Ambassador Shea Phillip for his service as our UN permanent representative. He has now demitted office, and senior moment here. All right. Ingrid Jackson, yes, is our new UN permanent rep. Yes. I think about 2 weeks or so ago, she presented credentials to the Secretary General of the United Nations, so she's now officially installed as our PR. We have a little bit of beefing up to do at that mission in terms of staffing, but we're going about it carefully.
Jackson previously served as Grenada's ambassador for diaspora affairs from 2012 to 2013 and was attached to the OAS from 2008 to 2011. Before her diplomatic appointment to the UN, Jackson was the CEO of Kingdom Homes, a U.S. real estate company. Stay with us. We'll have sports and international news right after the break.
Level of convenience and comfort awaits you when you shop at Rise and Shine Supermarket and Hardware Supplies, Griffin Lane, Grenville. Convenient, because we are open Sunday to Sunday. We're even at your service on public holidays. Comfort, because we are easily accessible to the physically challenged. Free Wi-Fi is available while you shop, and bags come at no charge. Everyday low prices and excellent customer care. Adequate parking available. We supply everything you can possibly think of. Family and home supplies, fresh meat, vegetables, and personal care products. All brands of cooking gas at affordable prices. You can send in your order, have it pulled, or pick up express.
Wednesday, August 6th, Concept Events, together with Flatlands Park Ship and Print, present Pre-Day, Black and Bougie, featuring Telpre, the Jab Boss, and his Grenadian family. We coming through, my people coming through. This is Pre-Day, featuring Tara the Governor. I said, we get them job, we go get them job. Muddy, Capital Jab, Boise. I don't give one boy, we don't do it. What's way? Nobody I know them others can't. Lava Man. Water Daddy. Vaughn and so much more. Wednesday, August 6th, the Grenada National Stadium. Gates open at 10 p.m. Showtime 11 p.m. Grenada, get ready. This is Pre-Day. Black and Bougie.
Mobility, a common theme woven into the very fabric of human history. From ancient wanderers to modern explorers, our instinct to move, to seek something greater, and to grow has always driven us forward. Imagine a journey into pathways of boundless opportunities and endless possibilities. A collective future where the vibrant rhythms of the Caribbean, rich culture, and welcoming community create unforgettable experiences. Beyond citizenship by investment, we believe in our collective investment of time, resources, and energy that fosters innovation, creates jobs, and enriches lives, driving the growth of an entire nation. The Investment Migration Agency Grenada boasts over a decade of exceptional service and remains committed to guiding you toward global mobility and economic freedom through investment. Your journey becomes our shared story of progress and prosperity. This is an invitation to be part of something greater, something enduring. Begin your journey at imagrenada.gd. IMA Grenada. Unlock the possibilities.
What if you had a choice? A choice of joining a line or a choice of making your purchases online? What would you choose? While you ponder on that, the National Lotteries Authority has provided another purchasing option. All their games are now available online. Yes, Grenadians, from wherever you are, purchase your favorite daily and jackpot-type games using any electronic device. Register on the NLA's website at www.nla.gd. Top up your account and enjoy online lottery gaming at your convenience. We're taking shopping comfort up, up, up several notches. But the choice is yours. Join a line or buy online. NLA, make your dreams come true.
It's back, and it's bigger, bolder, and funnier than ever. Old Mass 2025 is coming to the Grenada Youth Center on Sunday, July 20th from 3 p.m. Brought to you by the St. George's Lions Club, Spice Mass Corporation, and Grenlec. Bring the whole family for an afternoon of laughs, local entertainment, exciting prizes, and a special appearance by the Carnival Queen contestants. Tickets are just $40 for adults and $15 for children 12 and under. Available from any Lions or Leo member. Grenadian Optical and Clear Vision. All Mass 2025. Sponsored by Demerara Mutual Life. I'm with Dem.
When you need your prescription filled or you require non-prescribed medication, supplements, or all your personal needs, visit Gittins Healthcare at locations on Wall Street, Grandans, Victoria Street, Brandon, and Central Deputy Street, Guelph. Gittins Healthcare aims to provide an exceptional personalized pharmacy experience. Additionally, children under 5 and adults 55 years and over will enjoy 10% discount on purchases of $20 and over on prescription medication. Stop settling for less. Visit Gittins Healthcare, where your health is our priority.
Everyone, may I have your attention, please?
Ladies and gentlemen, you've seen them on the waters in Dubai. We've seen them on the water in Miami. Now they're here in Grenada. The most exciting, electrifying, and unique water sport experience to hit Grenada. Grenada Jet Cars. Book a car today. Call 473-406-JCAR or 5227. Visit our website at grenadajetcar.com or follow us on Instagram and Facebook. Grenada Jet Cars. Enjoy a fun-filled ride across the waters of Grenada.
Ah, this is gonna be fun. It's fun. It's fun. It's fun.
Good evening, sports fans. Team Grenada are fine-tuning preparation for the upcoming Junior Pan Am Games. Now into its second edition, the Junior Pan American Games are an international multi-sports event for athletes aged 17 to 22 in the Americas, organized by Pan Am Sports. It's set to be held in Paraguay between August the 9th and 23rd. It's the first time that the Pan American Games either senior or junior, have taken place in Paraguay. Team Grenada will be represented in 3 sporting disciplines: athletics, sailing, and swimming. Here's the delegation. Chef de mission, it will be Dimian Castle. In athletics, Ashira Eno, Jamora Alves, Alicia Williams, Jalon Calder, and Isaiah Patrick. On the sailing team, Keyshawn Bruno and Azalea Renaud. And for swimming, Sarah Dowden, Anakia Otway, Genevieve Benoit, and Gerson Escobar will act as coach. West Indies suffered a thumping 8 wickets defeat to Australia in the second match of their T20 International Series. West Indies had put on a respectable 172 for 8 across their innings, with Brandon King scoring 51 as he led the hosts to 63, alongside fellow opener Shea Hope, before succumbing to Adam Zampa, who was the pick of Australia's bowlers. He scored 3 for 29. But King's dismissal sparked a collapse as the West Indies went from 63 for 1 to 98 for 5. Russell's blistering 36 got West Indies back on course, but Australia had few issues in hunting down their target. Josh Inglis and Cameron Green were the stars of the show for the tourists, scoring 78 not out and an unbeaten 56, respectively, in Kingston, where Andre Russell played his final international match before retirement. Glenn Maxwell scored 12 and Captain Mitchell March 21. He fell early, but Inglis and Green took control, putting on a huge third wicket stand of 131. Russell dropped Inglis at one point before going for 16 from his final over in international cricket. Inglis reached his unbeaten 78 off just 33 balls, while Green hit a second successive half-century as Australia reached their target with 28 balls to spare and took a 2-0 lead in the 5-match series. Australia are now on a run of 7 wins from their last 8 T20 internationals against the Windies, having only won 2 of their previous 10 such meetings. West Indies, meanwhile, have lost their last 5 T20 internationals at home, equaling their longest losing run in such fixtures in the format. And that's what's been happening in sports. Now for a look at what's been happening around the region and the wider globe today. Former Commissioner of Police, COP, Gary Griffith, has expressed concerns that the decision to relocate inmates from prisons to military facilities at Teturan Barracks and Stables Bay in Chaguaramas during the state of emergency, SOE, represents a surrender to the criminals. More in this report.
The declaration of a state of emergency marked the beginning of a series of police exercises across the country. The heightened activity was all in a bid to quell what police described as a major criminal threat to the authorities. But while Police Commissioner Alistair Guevara has promised a swift, decisive response to any threat, former top cop Gary Griffith isn't impressed. Griffith was critical of the Commissioner's decision to divulge such sensitive information, noting that given the scale of the threat described, much more caution and discretion should have been exercised.
A covert operation means something that is clandestine, undercover, and you let the criminal elements be aware of what your intention is. So this whole thing, it is very messy. It was unacceptable. It should not have been done, and it shows some lack of knowledge and understanding the degree of confidentiality of correspondence. This should never have been sent to the public.
Griffith was also opposed to using a state of emergency as a long-term crime-fighting strategy, as he felt law enforcement, with support from the Defense Force, are enough to combat any upsurge in crime. But Griffith isn't alone in questioning the rollout of the SOE, as criminologist Dr. Randy C. Prasad said such a large-scale security response may not have been necessary. Dr. C. Prasad told CNC3 News that a threat within the prison should have been dealt with at the level of the prison. Referring to concerns over the entry of cell phones to coordinate hits and other criminal activities, he said a more rigid security filter around the nation's prisons was needed.
We do know that there are cell jammers within some of the prisons, but they don't always work. And the question is why, right? We need to make those things work within the prison service.
But former Prisons Commissioner Gerard Wilson said the challenges surrounding security at the prison was complicated. Wilson, who did not oppose the introduction of the SOE, said closing gaps within prison security was easier said than done.
Once you have officers going through the gate and onto the premises, they can carry anything. So you have to isolate the dormitories, put it on the outside, so that all the officer would go to his duty with would be his regulation accoutrements.
Wilson also urged prison officers to report any incidents of trafficking and smuggling to their seniors, even if it involved their fellow officers. Shane Superville, CNC3 News.
The rapidly deteriorating humanitarian situation in Gaza has triggered protests around the world. New York protesters demand the United Nations take stronger action against Israel and its, quote, genocide in Gaza.
Israel's attacks on Gaza. Protesters in New York are demanding the United Nations take stronger action against Israel's attacks on Gaza. Gabriel Elizondo is covering the latest developments from New York.
Despite his role as the world's chief diplomat, UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres is failing to use the full power of his office to stop the atrocities in Gaza. That is the main message from these protesters, who are taking the message directly to the Secretary General, standing outside his official residence here in New York City.
We try to put pressure on the U.S. government. We try to put pressure on all nations because AIPAC is incredibly powerful, but the UN has incredible power to act beyond Security Council, and so we've kind of communicated a list of demands, and we're trying to put pressure on Guterres. He does, in fairness, make statements every day condemning Israeli actions, but statements aren't enough.
On the other side of New York City, in Union Square, at the very same time, more protesters are taking to the street as well, also calling for an end to the genocide.
Stop starving Gaza now, lift the siege on Gaza now. The conditions in Gaza are beyond description. There's people that are starving to death regularly, 20 people in the last 48 hours, people being shot in the head just trying to get what little aid is coming in.
Now, the Secretary General would argue that he is doing as much as he can, and his spokesperson almost on a daily basis condemns the atrocities taking place in Gaza, but there is clear frustration that the UN has not been able to stop this.
That's what's been happening around the world and the wider globe today. Now for a recap of the night's top headlines. Prime Minister Deacon Mitchell renews call to surrender illegal firearms as safety concerns heighten ahead of carnival season. Boca resident sentenced to over 12 years in prison for 2022 killing of Chris Alfred. Wanted Grenadian man shot in St. Vincent. And Carriacou Regatta Festival 2025 cancelled amid planning challenges. In regional news, former Trinidad and Tobago commissioner critical of SOE handling. While internationally, New York protesters demand the United States take stronger action against Israel. In sports, a 13-member team to represent Grenada at the Junior Pan American Games in Paraguay. If you missed any part of this newscast, there'll be a rebroadcast at 10 o'clock tonight. Visit our website at www.gbn.gd for more news stories just like these, or like us on Facebook at www.facebook.com/GBN News and Radio. I'm Stasia Blake, and that's the news. Thank you so much for joining us. Have a pleasant evening.